back to the channel. This is the 7th and last episode for our Zoom automation application series, and after this it comes to an end. And again, by the end of this video you will have a fully functional application that automates your Zoom meetings with an installer. But before we go ahead and convert the Python code into an exe, I found a few bugs while testing the application the previous week. So we'll just quickly fix those and then we'll go on with the application conversion part. Now the first bug I was talking about is found in the start meeting function. So here the bug is in our path to the Zoom application. The problem is that this path will not be same for every other user. For some of them the username is different. So the only thing that is different in this path will be the username, which is right here, but the rest of them will most probably say the same. So from C to users and from app data to zoom.exe will be the same for everyone else, but the username is not. So to fix this, we go way to the top and import a package called OS. Now OS is inbuilt in Python, most of you guys must know. And after that you create a variable called username equals os.getLogin. Now os.getLogin is a function that you use to get the login name, the current user's username of the PC. So that will be stored in the variable username, and after that we create another variable path _to_exe, and here we will paste our path, which is currently in my path here, this one. We copy this, we paste it here, and then we just put the quotes here, and before this text, before this whole path, we put the letter F. So we do the same thing that we did in the timer function right here, the same thing that we did in our display time label. We put the letter F, and then in the curly brackets we typed in a variable instead of using plus and other stuff. So now after that we remove this variable here, and then we put the curly brackets, and inside these we put the variable username. So now whatever this username is, it will be here in this text, but still you can see this error, Unicode error something something. The problem is Python in Windows for some reason hates backslashes, these backslashes in paths. So you have to remove these backslashes and turn them into forward slashes, so that Python does not throw a fit or cause an error or something. I should have probably used replace, but okay, this is taking too long. Okay, so now it should work. Now we have to paste this variable path _to_exe everywhere that there is a path to the application. So that means most of them is in our start meeting function, and it's one of them is here, the second one is here, and I don't think there's any more. Yep, that's it. So that's the first bug. Now we'll move on to the second bug, which is in our timer function. So now when you go to a timer function, you can see that if not self.check network, this is where we try to connect to the network, and if it fails we do not start the meeting, but we just delete the meeting row and save the table. But the problem here is that this all happens silently. That means the user will have no idea what happened or why the meeting didn't start. So we have to notify the user what just happened. So to do that, we do a else, and then we copy one of the notification stuff right here. We'll copy the bad internet connection one, and we'll modify it a bit. So before bad internet connection, we'll type in failed to join meeting and comma bad internet connection. So like that we fixed the second bug. And now for the third bug. And now to demonstrate the third bug, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the application, and I'm gonna fill it in with a few data, just like test variables, and then I'm gonna set the time to 1:11 because it's 1:10 right now, and I'm gonna hit save. But before that I have to do one more thing, which is close the application, go down below and delete everything, not delete, but just remove everything in our start meeting function, and just type in something like print meeting started, and then run the application again. And now wait for the application to start, and now it's gonna be 111. Now you can see just now that what happened is that before we started the meeting there were 3 rows, and after we started the meeting now there is two rows, but the top row is missing its elements. The reason is that after we finish a meeting we delete that certain meeting row because we don't need it anymore. But for some reason when you delete the meeting from the timer function, it not only deletes that meeting but also deletes the next row's elements, leaving this blank row like this. So what causes this is in the delete function, which is right here, and this is the line which causes the issue. So ui.tablewidget.remove row. But technically and theoretically this should work without any problems, but for some reason it makes a problem. So now if you click the close button like this, there's no issue. It just deletes the application just like that. But when you delete the meeting row from the timer function, it leaves a blank space like this. So there I came up with another solution, which is not that orthodox, but it's the best solution we got. So what we do is we go to the timer function. Now as I told you before, when you click the delete button, it causes no issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the program animate a click on the close button so that it deletes the meeting without the delete meeting function. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this line, and below we're going to use our list of close buttons that we created in our add meeting function right here, and the close buttons list is right here. So I'm going to go back down and I'm going to type in self.close buttons, and I'm going to give the ID of the close buttons the same ID that we give the delete meeting function, which is the button ID, and then I'm going to do a dot click. Now you can do this with any buttons, so just type in dot click, that means self.close.click, or any kind of PyQt button dot click, and it will click it. It's a useful function. And we delete that, and now we save the table. Yeah, we have saved it, and let's run it. Okay, the application has started. Let's just add one more meeting for clarity. We'll add a dummy ID ID, and then we change the time to, let's put this to July, and we'll change the time to 1st July, and it is 1:14, so 1:14, and I will hit save. And now we wait for the timer to reach 1:14, and here we go. So now you can see that we printed meeting started over here, and we didn't leave a blank space, but we did delete the row successfully with no issues. And like that we have fixed the last issue too. But before that, after that, we have to do one more small fix, which is in our start meeting function. Now if you guys remember the timeout that we use in the PyWinAuto module that we used to wait for the application to start, the one right here, I forgot to update them in the last video. So if you see this, we can see that we give 100 seconds, and that's just ridiculous. So we'll change this to 15 seconds everywhere, because that's the only length we need to wait for. And after that, I think we are completely done. Next we need to do some sorting. So this is everything just random, so we need to keep certain files in certain folders, so it'll be easy for us to package. So we're going to create a new folder and name it icons, and then put every one of our images in that folder. So we just drag and we just drag and drop them into the icons folder, and that's it. Next, what we need to do is change the paths of everywhere we've given an icon. So first we've given an icon over here in our set icon for the app icon, which is on the top left corner of the app. So we're going to type icons / so we correct the path there. The same thing we have to do everywhere over here. Oh wait, okay, over here, and we copy this and go down to our next place, which is our close button. And where else do we have it? Yes, in the notification functions right here and over here, here and here, and there must be one more place, which is here and here too, and here too. And like that, we have changed the path to every icon in the folder. So I think we fixed that. And now let's get into our packaging part. So before that, let's just delete this automation script because we don't need that anymore. So we can package a Python file to an exe with PyInstaller, or if you're new to PyInstaller, you can use AutoPy to exe. Now AutoPy to exe is an application which uses PyInstaller and guides us through the whole process so that we can package the application more easy and efficiently. Now you can do this two ways. One way is to package it in our normal installation of Python, which is the one we use right here. And another way is to package the application in a Python virtual environment. The reason we do it in a Python virtual environment is that the size of the application reduces very much when you do it in a Python virtual environment. So in a normal installation of Python, you'll get around 222 MB. I've tested this, and in the virtual environment version, you will only get 155 MB. So that's like 73 MB less, I think. I'm not that good at math. So we are going to choose the virtual environment method. So for this, we need to open command prompt in this folder. So to do that, we click on the address bar and type in cmd. So that opens a command prompt in this path. And after that, we use a Python inbuilt module which is called venv or venv to create the virtual environment. So we do a python -m and venv. Now if this doesn't work for you, just Google how to do a virtual environment in Python, and still if you don't get an answer, just comment down below. I'm happy to help. And after venv, you need to type in the name of the virtual environment, and I'm going to give it as packenv because it is an environment which you're using to package an application. And you hit enter, and now we wait for a few seconds because it takes a few seconds to create the virtual environment. And we have it right here. So if you go back to the folder, you can see a new folder named packenv, and if you open it here and go to scripts, you'll see a activate.bat. So what we need to do is do a cd space packenv. We go to the packenv folder /scripts, and we hit enter, and then we type activate to activate our packenv virtual environment. So in the bracket you see packenv here, which means we have activated the virtual environment. Now if you want to deactivate the virtual environment, all you have to do is deactivate, but we are not going to do that now. So let's just clear the command prompt. And when you're in a new virtual environment, the virtual environment will only have the basic amount of packages to run Python. The rest packages that we have in our original Python installation, we have to install it on our own. That means we'll have to reinstall everything in this we have imported, which means pyqt5, pandas, plier, urlib, pyvinauto, and our SQL database package, which is SQLite 3. So first we do a pip install pyqt5, pyvinauto, pyvinauto, and plier, pandas, and db underscore SQLite 3 space, what else did we miss? urlib3. Now don't type in just urlib, you have to type in urlib3 because when you install it from pip, the package name is urlib3 and SQLite 3's package name is db underscore SQLite 3. It's a few things. And in the end, we will install autopy to exe, autopy to exe, which is an easy method to package applications. and we hit enter, and now we install all these packages in one go. And we have finished installing all these packages. It will take some time because you're installing a lot of packages at once, but it will get over without any issues. And now after this, we open the AutoPy to exe app. So we just type in AutoPy to exe and we hit enter, and this is the app. This is AutoPy to exe. So here what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our main folder. Oh wait, we have to do something else before that. We have to close this, go back to your command prompt, and now as you guys can see, we are on the pack and scripts folder. We have to go back to the part 7 folder, or the main folder in which you have stored your Python files, this one right here. So what we need to do is cd space dot dot, and one more time cd space dot dot. Now for those of you guys who don't know what cd space dot dot is, it is a way to go back to the previous directory in command prompt. And now you have to do AutoPy to exe. And now after that you hit browse and you open our main Python file, which is this Zoom Auto UI. And then there's one directory and one file. One directory is the normal installation that everyone else uses if you have any other kind of resources. And by resources, I mean images, SQL databases, or something else. And one file is when you have no other resources and just one standalone application. So I'm going to choose one directory because we need to store these icons and databases, and it looks more neat and other stuff. Now then we have console based and Windows based. Now console based is used for mainly testing purposes. So if you're creating an application and you want to test it, you can use console based because in case if any error pops up, it is shown in the console so you can understand what went wrong. If you're using Windows based, it is mostly for public applications for commercial use. So I'm going to create a commercial or public application. Because of that, I'm going to choose Windows based. I've already tested the application using console based. And next we're gonna have to select the icon. So we browse for the icon under the icons folder and make sure to choose zoomauto.ico file, not png file but ico file. So you select that and go to your additional files and add the folder which is your icons folder. And we will not be packaging the SQL database because when you send the application to someone else, it creates a new SQL database for that person, so we don't need to package it for them. And then we go to advanced and type in our name, which is Zoom Auto, and after that we add a hidden import, which is plier.platforms.win.notification. For those of you guys who don't know what this is, we are specifying a platform for the Plier notification module. For any kind of notification module which you package into an application in Python, you need to specify on which platform are you packaging it. That means if you're packaging it to Windows or Mac OS or Linux. If you don't do this, the notification will not be shown and it will not work. So you can do this in another way, which is you can copy this, go to your command prompt, go to your file, and then just do an import and this whole thing. You can do this too, but that one looks neat and this one doesn't, so I'm just going to do it the hidden import way. So you can do hidden imports here, and next you go down and under Windows specific options you can enable UAC admin. Now UAC admin gives your application admin privileges. We need to give the application admin privileges because for every application in Windows, to edit or read a file you need admin privileges, and in this case we are editing and reading from our SQL database. So if you don't give admin access, it won't work. And now after this we go down to our settings and check our output folder is correct or not, and it is correct. It is in the same folder as here. So next, all we have to do is hit convert pi to exe. Now this will take a few minutes for the first time you run it, but it will be over within like 2 to 3 minutes. And now as you guys can see, it says moving project to a certain path and then says complete. So it says completed successfully. That means there was no errors. Now if you want to check for any errors, all you have to do is go to the command prompt, and after you started the application, now it's currently blank. That means no errors have been popped up. If there is any kind of errors, it will be shown under here, so you can understand that. So next, what you do is go to the output folder, which is right here, and under that you see the Zoom Auto application. And before we open it, let's go to properties and see its size, and as you guys can see, it is 155 MB. So we open the folder, we go down below, and then we open an administrative, and here's the application. There you go. So you can see that the application opens up, and when you opened up the application, it should have created a data.db database file right here. So it automatically created that, and now we know that it works. So next, what we need to do is we need to package the application in an installer so that we can take all those files and install it in a program files folder like any other application. So to do this, you open Chrome and go to this website. So in this is called Inno Setup, and this is an application which helps us convert exes to installers with including files. So you do a download Inno Setup or Inno Setup or however you pronounce it. Go to stable releases, and here you have 3 sites and you can choose whichever you want. I'm gonna go for US. And now I've downloaded the application, and now I double click and open it and hit run and hit yes, hit OK and hit I accept, hit next, install. Wait for it to install and launch the application. But before launching, we have to quit the application. So oh my god, what the hell is that? So we're gonna go ahead and quit the application, and then we launch this program. And after this, we go and close this and hit the new option and then hit next. Now from here onwards, what you have to do is type in your application name, which is Zoom Auto. Zoom Auto, there's something in between. Okay, and the application version, I'm gonna give a 1.0.0. The company, I'm gonna give, let's say, ARNFTZ. It's the short form I give for my name, which is Aaron Fritz. And the website, I don't have one yet, so I'm just gonna leave it blank. I'm gonna hit next, and this is going to be the program files folder, like I said before, and the folder name will be Zoom Auto. And then next we will hit a next, and after this we give the location for the application, which is here in output Zoom Auto and right here, this one. So we hit open, and then we hit add folders, and part 7, this is tiresome. Go to output and click on Zoom Auto and hit OK, and include subfolders. And oh wait, before we do that, what we need to do is go back here and delete our data.db file, because we are not going to be packaging this. And we'll delete that, and then we go back to the folder, go back to the application right here, and then we hit next. And then application, this we don't need to associate a file type to the application because we don't have a file type. So I'm gonna uncheck that and hit next. And this, we are creating a shortcut to the start menu programs folder. We need that, and we also allow the user to create a desktop shortcut. We hit next. We don't have a license file, we don't need to show information before installation. we don't need to show information after installation. So I'm gonna hit next, and administrative mode, yes. I'm gonna just choose English, hit next, and the custom output folder will be great. Now I have to do this again. And right here in this folder, hit OK. And the output folder, the name of the installer will be Zoom Auto Installer v1.0.0, and then custom icon will be in the icons folder, and this one right here. We don't need a password, so I'm gonna hit next, and just leave this like that, and hit next, and hit finish. And now if you hit yes, it will automatically generate the whole file for you, and it will store it in that certain folder. So I'm gonna hit yes and hit no. Yeah, I'm gonna just hit no, and I'll see you guys after the compilation process.
5 minutes later.
And as you guys can see here, we have finished the compilation process. So we go back to our folder in part 7, and there you go, we have our installer. So we double click on this, and we hit yes for the administrative privileges, and there you go, this is our installer. So in this folder we will be installing it. We're gonna hit next, and we don't need a desktop shortcut, so I'm just gonna hit next and install. And now we wait until we finish installation on the application, and we will launch the application. We hit finish. Oh wait, we can't launch the application. Okay, never mind. We'll do a Zoom Auto, and you can see it's right here when I search it in the beginning, Zoom Auto. So I'll just hit enter, hit yes on the administrative privileges, and wait for the application to start. And there you go, my friends, we have successfully created the application and an installer for it, and we've made the application start. So let's test by adding a meeting. And now I've added the meeting, my name, my ID, my password, the date and time, and I've checked on the no video box, and now I'm gonna hit save. So I think it has been saved. It has not shown any errors, and now we'll wait until the meeting starts. Okay, the notification has shown up, the app has started, and anytime now it should start the meeting. Okay, it is starting the meeting. It changed my name, it turned off the video, it hit join, it put the password, and there you go, my friends. We have successfully created our first application and have joined our first meeting. Well, it was a... okay, never mind. So like that, we have finished our whole Zoom automation series, and now this application will be uploaded to my GitHub page, and I will try to update it every once in a month, because we have not fixed every error in this package, this application, because it's not possible to fix every error and also show it on YouTube, because there will be a ton of them. But I'll try to update them and fix most of them as possible. Well, this has been a nice series, and I'm planning to start another series in which I'll create an application on my phone using Python to control my laptop, which means I'll be able to shut down my laptop on my laptop and also lock my laptop and other kinds of various functions. So if you want to be a part of that, subscribe to the channel. And this has been nice, so I will see you guys in the next video.